Okay, so let's talk about this, guys. Let's talk about, tonight we're protecting ourselves, but we're going to talk more about setting up some offense using our slaps. And go ahead and get in the guard. Just 100%. So we're going to start here, guys. Close guard. We've been practicing all week trying to bring the guy down, making sure we're not in this middle danger zone here. Just understand, we're going to do this as a drill, just so everyone gets a feel for it. We're not really fighting, but I want you to be able to identify as fast as possible what range he's giving me, because he's not going to let me do what I want to do to him most of the time. So you have to learn to feel what pressure is coming. So right here, my goal is to get his hands off me, use my legs to bring him down, control him in the, we call it stage 1 here. Okay, once I'm controlling here, guys, I'm good. I can hold him down, but if there ever comes a situation to where he starts to overpower me, maybe he's bigger and stronger, he starts pushing up, and I can no longer hold him down, I cannot let at any time him not be down and still be in the close guard. Because now he can hit me. This is the danger zone. So if there was something where I couldn't bring him down, go ahead and posture up. I can't hold him. I have to let go, and I have to get to this position, which is my knee shield, punch block posture here. Notice my shin is in his chest, and my hip is almost fully extended. Not quite. I need this extension in case he tries to swing. Now I'm out of range. My hands are going to be up. But at any point, if he's so big and strong that he's putting a lot of pressure forward and my knee starts to come closer to me, I have to understand I'm not in that range anymore. I'm not in my good range. So I'm going to kick my legs straight, use whatever grips I have to pull him back in. If he's posturing up and I can't hold him, I open and I go to here. He's pushing on me. Yeah, I could hold him off here and defend myself. But the longer I hold him, the more tired my leg gets. So I never really want to stay here long. If I feel the pressure coming, and I feel it, I kick and I control. So it's not really a fight here. It's the person on top. Let me be on top. It's your goal to dictate the drill, what he should be doing. So if he's got me down, I'm pushing up, he's got to get out. If I'm pushing in, he's going to pull me in. If I'm pulling up, he's got to get out. We'll just keep going back and forth like this. The thing is, if you're on top, you got to give energy. You got to make yourself tired doing this because it doesn't feel real if you're not really trying. You're just going like, oh, I'm down. No, whenever we're down, I want you to get your hands on the chest and start. Hold my head a little harder. I want you to get to here. Now he can't hold me. Now he's going to bail out and he's going to here. On top, I need to act like I'm really trying to hit him. So maybe I do try to like throw a couple of slaps. And then he pulls me down. Just go back and forth. I'm going to set the clock for 2 minutes. Each person's going to sit on their back for 2 minutes doing this. Just feeling back and forth. Try to minimize that time. Combat jiu-jitsu. Okay, let's talk about this for a second. If we're in a street fight, it may be a little different than a combat jiu-jitsu match. Okay, if I'm in a fight, yeah, I could do this stuff, the same stuff with fists, but the goal in a street fight is to survive, escape, and make sure I win at all costs, every situation. I don't want to get hurt. In a combat jiu-jitsu match, my goal is to submit my partner. So I don't necessarily have to look for submissions in a street fight, which if it's a real street fight, you're probably going to want to. Chokes. And here's a huge thing we want to always remember. You can break a guy's arm, but they can still beat you up. So when we're thinking about self-defense, we're always looking for the choke. If I can find my way to the choke, that's what I want. Because chokes, don't matter how tough you are, you're going to go out. If I do it. If I don't, I'll waste a bunch of energy. But that's the goal. I want to choke the guy. If I break the arm, it's not going to really do much if he's really wanting to hurt me. So just remember that. Also, we're working about self-defense. We're talking about combat jiu-jitsu. But in the end, this is a combat martial art, and the reason we practice combat jiu-jitsu is for self-defense. So just remember that. So now when I decide to bring my partner down, I'm here. I want to start setting something up, okay? So one thing we can do, we've been practicing this. I want to get my hips out. I want to get to either what we call rubber guard or Williams guard to start setting some things up. We're going to do Williams guard tonight, make it easy. I'm going to throw first this foot is going to go to the hip, and I want my knee out in front. Next, I throw this leg up high to the back of the neck. And let's turn a little bit, Sean. Guys, look at this frame I'm going to grab. I go under my leg, and I'm going to hook the shoulder with a meat hook here. This leg is clamped right at the crook of the neck. And a really good tip to help keep the posture broken, this elbow, guys, is lifting here, helping assist my leg into the back of his head. My knees are pinched here, and now I'm off to the side. I got a good angle, but I need to hold him here, so I would lock my hands in a Gable grip, which means this palm towards me, this palm away, my fingers go with my thumbs go with my fingers, and I lock a frame here. This is going to keep him right here. What it's going to do, it's going to make sure he can't square up with me. That's what I really want. So if he starts pushing, guys, look right here. His arm needs to push off of the ground to get to that position. So watch right here. I'm going to make sure he could be trying to punch me. As he squares up with me, I'm going to go here. I'm going to make sure I can get my leg out, but I'm going to keep his wrist. And now, look what we're going to do. We're going right here for the triangle. Right when I get here, remember, I have to control the arms. I can't forget about the arms. First, it's controlling the distance. It's number one goal. Once I control the distance, now I have to find the arms. Where are the arms at? I get here. If I forget about the arms, he could hit me with either arm, so I'm going here. Notice I'm trapping with the elbow on this leg. This one's just going to grab here just to kind of hold it next to my body. And now here's where the slaps come in. If he's got a good defense or if he's strong here, he may start to work some defense here. But what I'm going to do is grab my shin, keep his posture broken, and now, bop, 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 bop. In a fight, this is what I would do. In a combat jiu-jitsu match, I would just slap him because that's all you can do. You can't throw elbows. So, just play with both. Bop, bop, bop. In the ear is probably the best place to hit him with your hands. Palm strike here. In a fight, I would be holding the arms. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Watch this. You're going to just play with these things right here. If I bring my hips out, and then, boom, I bring them in with my hips as like hitting with the elbow. But then I go right back to the arms. After 3 of them, re-grab the arms. And now, while he's protecting his head, he's like, oh my goodness. Try. That's how you want to do it. You want to distract him and then lock in the triangle. And maybe in a street fight scenario, but it's just a good tip to know. Once I get to my position, my Williams guard, he beast modes into me. I go here. I lock this. Now, this arm, it's already wrapped for an omoplata, but it's also wrapped for his defense. What happens is guys will lock their hands underneath my butt here. And they're going to just keep this here because what it's doing is it's opening up a gap on this carotid artery. It's hard for me to close. Okay? If I try to lock the regular triangle right now, it's too broad of a gap here to close and it throws it off. It really does defend well. This gap's open, he'll survive. So if I try to lock it now, I won't be able to finish and he'll make my legs tired. So what I'm going to do in this situation is I got to lock a reverse triangle first. So what I do is go 1, 2. Okay? This is going to fit nice and perfect. It's going to be real tight. What my goal is here, guys, is to put pressure on his shoulder, which this will do. So watch, I get this angle. It's opposite, right? I'm going to grab my own knees. I'm going to squeeze them together and maybe even push his head into his own shoulder to make it hurt. Okay? I can now raise my hips and start to, at the elbow, I'm going to start pulling his elbow across. What that does is it almost does like a shoulder lock to him. So watch, as I pull this, his arm is going to start to come up and over easily. Once I get the arm across, look how I keep it. 1, 2. Now it's a death triangle. It's arms over. He's going to tap really fast right here. But that situation will come up a lot when you're in triangles or when you're setting up triangles. Guys, maybe you're in this omoplata position, Williams guard, he beast modes. Okay, I go 1, 2. He's going to wrap that arm because it's a good defense, at least for this gap. Okay, so when in that situation, if I lock it, it won't work. So I go 1, 2.
I like to put pressure on the shoulder first. You'll feel it. Angle your body, just like a regular triangle, right? But I'm going the opposite way. I like to pull his head and push my knee in to put pressure on his shoulder. As I do that, the pressure's on. I'm going to raise my hips, and I'm going to start prying this arm. It does not feel good for him. I could even potentially hit a Kimura right here by just using my hands. But what that does, it's going to convince him to give me that arm. I keep it with this elbow grip. I'm going to control my own shin as I open. Watch, guys, I don't want to leave any gaps here. If I just do this, he may go out. So while I'm here, I grab, and now I create my angle this direction, and I lock it. Once it's on, guys, especially in a self-defense scenario, I'm going to try to finish this as fast as possible. So I'm either going to finish the triangle or hit the arm bar while I'm doing the triangle, which a lot of times will make them fall, and I can finish the triangle or arm lock them. In a self-defense scenario, I'd probably just choke them. But sport, you might just finish the arm lock there. So one more time, nice and smooth.